All right, let's talk Notre Dame Fighting Irish football. This is a football team under first year, now going to his second year head coach, Freeman. He's doing a great job. He's done a great job in the recruiting area. He's done a great job in the transfer portal. He seems to be a good leader, players coach. People tend to gravitate around him. He seems to be heading the program in the right direction after Brian Kelly left to LSU, doing a lot of good things. And on top of that, they just made a big announcement to address a key opening on the roster. But before we get into that, Fighting Irish fans, I want to hear from you guys in the comment section below. This is a team, like I said, that's building a lot of momentum, heading in the right direction. Give us one game next season you're looking forward to, maybe a potentially revenge game for Notre Dame, or maybe just a big statement kind of game. Give us one game next season you can't wait for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish to play, and let us know what that game is in the comment section below. And while you're down there, make sure you hit subscribe. It really helps our channel out, and that way, anytime we post Notre Dame content, and I love talking Notre Dame, it gets sent right to you so that way you don't have to lift a finger. All right, so the big story with the Fighting Irish here, this is that they have to address the offensive coordinator position now that Tommy Rees has left to go to Alabama. And this is according to thespun.com, Notre Dame has announced that Gerard Parker has been promoted to offensive coordinator. He spent the 2022 season as the tight ends coach for the Fighting Irish. There were rumblings about Parker getting promoted earlier this week. Clearly, he impressed the rest of the staff last season. Notre Dame head coach Marcus Freeman is confident his offense will, quote, flourish under Parker's leadership. And I'm going to quote Freeman right here. He said, quote, "I'm excited to announce Gerard as our new offensive coordinator. I know firsthand the person, teacher, recruiter, and innovative football mind he is. I look forward to watching our offense flourish under Gerard's leadership and direction." All right, so obviously replacing Tommy Rees, young, exciting, big-name offensive coordinator, seemed to do a lot of good things. It was a key area for Notre Dame to address this offseason, and this is sort of the opposite of a Rees hire, and that's why I love it. I'm not a biggest fan of some of these young, flashy offensive coordinators that kind of come in. I feel like they get a little too cute for themselves, the way they call and set up plays, right? They don't understand that sometimes, you can just overpower people or keep things simple. That's why for any of you guys that are NFL fans, I really love what Kyle Shanahan does in San Francisco. He keeps it simple, play action, power run, doesn't do a lot of crazy stuff. Sometimes it can work, but I really like to keep it simple, especially with your team like Notre Dame, who can recruit very well. You bring in a lot of big-time athletes. You obviously have the esteem and all that goes with being part of the Notre Dame Fighting Irish football program. And so I really don't like offensive coordinators that just get a little too clever, right? I feel like it's too many trick passes, too many complicated schemes, do too many 5-7 step drops, and the quarterback gets hit a lot. Keep it simple. Run the football, play action, take a few shots down the field, quick screens to your playmakers in space. You know who does that better than anybody? Georgia. Georgia could run a complicated, high-flying, crazy offense. They've got the talent to do it. But because they're so talented, they want to keep it simple. They run the football better than anybody. They play action the heck out of it. They run quick screens to their playmakers in space. They take a few shots downfield off of play action to their big play receivers, and then they try and hit the tight end because he's an elite level playmaker. They keep it simple because they have talent. Notre Dame has talent. They don't have Georgia talent, but they have pretty high level talent. They're doing an outstanding job recruiting. So keep it simple. Don't overthink it. Don't get too cute. And I think at times, guys like Rees, they get a little too cute. They try and be almost like they're playing almost Madden a little bit, or in this case, NCAA football. They just try and do too much, right? They're former quarterbacks. They went, oh, look how smart I am. This is the kind of offense I wish I had ran when I was playing. It just isn't the right way to run an offense when you have talent. Stick to what you know you can do well, which is run the football, play action. I'm going to sound like I'm just going to keep drilling this in. And that's what a guy like Parker can bring. This is a guy that's coached tight ends. He knows running the football. He's a tight ends coach, essentially an offensive line coach. He's also coached receivers, so he knows how to keep it simple to run an offense the way receivers like. And they want quick screens. They want shots down the field. They want the ball in their hands and a chance to make big plays. So just keeping that in mind, which is what Notre Dame needs, is going to be a huge sign of success. And there is one point I want to add on to this as well, and I think Freeman hit the note on the head in this quote there. This guy's a good recruiter. And that's such a huge part, and I think it's the most important part of any college football position. Position when it comes to coaching, you have to be able to recruit. In this day and age, even looking at a guy like Alabama, Nick Saban, he's a great coach. He's a great tactician, obviously a great defensive mind with decades of experience. He talks about it all the time. It's all about recruiting. Right, you go look at LSU. You look at USC and Lincoln Riley when he went from Oklahoma to USC. USC didn't hire him because he was winning a lot of games at Oklahoma and said, oh, we think he's a good coach. They hired him because they think he can recruit and win at the LA area and Southern California area that they weren't winning anymore. And that's all what it comes down to, right? University of Texas, for example, they want to bring in a coach because they're scared to death of losing to recruiting. That's why they keep bringing in new coaches. They're hoping Steve Sarkisian can be that guy because they're scared to death until they get back on the top of college football world. They won't be able to recruit anymore, and eventually they'll get overrun by the A&Ms, right? And speaking of A&M, that's why they brought in Jimbo Fisher, because he can recruit. And when it comes down to it, you need to be able to recruit to have a chance to compete at the highest level. And I think that Freeman highlighted his ability as a recruiter shows exactly what he has in mind when in terms of not on Saturdays, of what he wants Parker to do, and that's to go out and get the best talent. And I think that's the one kind of weak spot in Notre Dame's game offensively in terms of competing with the elite levels. I'm not talking about going win 10, 11 games. I'm talking about winning national titles, is they don't have elite level playmakers or an elite level quarterback. I love a lot of other guys. I love Ian Book to death, but he's not elite level. You need to have a guy that can go out and recruit those 5-star athletes at the receiver position, at the quarterback position, guys that can come in and be difference makers. And having an affinity to focus on recruiting shows that Freeman, in this promotion of Parker, has the right mindset to push Notre Dame to the next level. So again, just to reiterate, you got a guy that's going to keep the offense simple, focus on what Notre Dame does best, run the football, play action. And number two, a guy that can recruit and get you some of those big-time 5-star playmakers that can push you over the top and take you into the college football playoff and potentially win a national championship game. I love this promotion strictly because of the unsexiness of it and because of the strategy behind it. This is a great move by Marcus Freeman and Notre Dame.